So you start to think about organizing your workplace. You've come to the right place. Thanks for clicking on this video. A quick introduction. I'm Lauren Bates, Business Development Representative for UA Canada. Now let's have a little talk. You might be curious on what it takes for an organizing drive. I can give you a simple definition of a basic organizing drive, what can take place here in Alberta. So in Alberta, we have what's called employee petitions. And an employee petition can be found on the Alberta Labour Board's website. An organizer doesn't have to print this off, the employee can, but there are some pertinent information that needs to be on there. So it needs to be the legal company name, not just the company name you call it. If it's limited, that needs to be there. If it's incorporated at the end of it, that also needs to be there. So we would need 40% of the people who do the bargaining work to sign that petition, and we can get a vote brought in. So that doesn't mean the owner, that doesn't mean the secretaries or the office staff, it doesn't mean the janitor. This means you and your coworkers, the guys who are on the tools day in and day out. You have rights. And one of your rights as an employee in Alberta is to bring a labor union to your workplace for representation. So once you have 40% of the people signed, you can give the petition to an organizer like me. We can file it down at the labor board. A board officer would come down, do a quick investigation just to make sure that we had 40%, where a vote would then be ordered, and then you can vote yes in favor of the union, or you can vote no. It's a secret ballot vote. I think it's fair. Another way we can bring a union in is through a ULP. Death by acronym. What does ULP stand for? Unfair labor practice. Like I mentioned, you were protected during an organizing drive. You should not get fired for wanting to have representation. That's not fair. You should not be intimidated by your employer. There should not be one-on-one meetings. If any of this takes place, it needs to be documented. Don't worry. In Alberta, or in Canada, I should say, we have one-party consent. Please, record the conversations. Unless this was previously a company policy or safety sensitive, where you cannot have recording devices on site because explosive environments, they're not intrinsically safe. But make sure that these calls are recorded, especially a phone call. There's so many different apps that you can use. CYA. Another way we can bring in a union is through automatic certification. Automatic certification requires 65%, greater than 65% of the people to sign cards. So an organizer needs to be involved through automatic certification. You would have to give me $2, where I would issue a receipt. That $2 goes towards your membership application fee. And once again, I would file that at the labor board. A board officer would come down and he would make sure that we had 65% of the employees signed. Like I said earlier, that doesn't include the secretaries, it doesn't include the owners. It's the people that you work with on a day-to-day basis, the guys that are in the trenches working with you, beside you day to day. So these are some of the ways that we can bring a company in through an organizing drive. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. 780-236-5661. I don't mind coming down to your workplace, talking to you, a group of workers. We can meet at a Tim Hortons, and you can ask me the questions that you have. Feel free. So thank you again for clicking on this video. If you have any questions, give me a call.